A nice easy seat on your mat or on your chair. You can be sitting in traditional Sukhasana with your legs crossed, but if your legs don't want to be crossed, you can have them straight out in front of you also if you like. And when we position ourselves on the mat for seated, we want to make sure our sit bones are nice and comfortably balanced. So with all that said, let's just start to smooth out the breath. Now notice when you're sitting, right? We don't want to be sitting like this, hunched forward. And sometimes when you put your hands on your knees, it pulls your shoulders forward. So get your shoulders over your hips here, and then let your hands drop to the legs wherever that is going to be, that the shoulders can stay over the hips without slumping the back forward. Let's just let the breath start to smooth out here. All right, and as you breathe, begin to notice that there's a brightness right at the center of your body. That's your own inner light. And as you inhale, that light gets brighter, and as you exhale, it softens, but it does not go out. And maybe as you deepen your breath, you can see that light shining brighter each time. And notice that there's a warmth attached to it. And as you inhale, that brightness and warmth makes its way across the twists and turns of your body to get all the way to the tips of your fingers, the tips of your toes, and the crown of your head. So we're going to carry this inner brightness with us throughout the practice and off your mat as you finish up. And after your next exhale, bring your hands down by your side with your palms face up. Okay, so you're nice and close to the earth here, and the earth is releasing energy. So exhale, and then as you inhale, sweep the arms up all the way as high as they want to go tonight, and then tap your fingertips together, turn your palms out, and as you exhale, release anything that will not serve you right now. Just let it go. Drawing up again, energy, carrying your inner brightness with you. And then exhaling to release anything that does not serve you right now. Go ahead and just do that 2 more times, just focusing on energy in and releasing. Remember, your practice is about finding your way. So eventually we'll all be done with that second breath. Maybe not all exactly at the same time, and that's fine too. And we'll just take a couple more breaths here. And get ready for our spinal series. Now, if you're sitting cross-legged, you've been the same way for a while, so just go ahead, lean back and change the cross of your legs. Any other position, just stay how you are. Okay, and let's move into some cats and cows to balance the spine forward and back. This time we will put the hands on the knees, arch the back into cow, shine your heart up without throwing your head back, and then round the spine and gaze towards your lap. So it's just simple cats and cows. And because this move is simple and repetitive, you can really focus on what various parts of your body are moving here and how does that feel. And the next time you're rounded forward with your gaze towards your lap, just hang here. And then come on back up to seated and bring your hands to your heart. Okay, we can take a moment to change the cross of the legs once again. Inhale and exhale. We're going to move the spine from side to side. So left hand gently to the mat, right arm up. Inhale, keep your sit bones grounded. And we start by just gently tilting to the left. Remember, we're going to warm things up first. Right arm down, left arm up, gently tilt to the right. And switch side to side. Nice, smooth. Nothing too fast here. Typically 1 breath per movement as we warm things up, get the body used to how we're asking it to move. And the next time you find yourself over to the left, stay here. Now put your left hand on your left thigh so your core is working and your right hip is still grounded. And we're going to make big circles with the arm. Yes, we are. So let's go ahead, take that arm forward, out to the side. Up and over, reach, 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 long forward and out to the side. Nice big circles here. And the next time you're over to the left, stay there with your right hip grounded. Float your left arm parallel to the earth and press out through those left fingertips. Now take your right shoulder behind and shine your heart up. Feel that light and brightness just emanating from your heart as you do this. Come back to center. Inhale up, bring your palms together, take your hands to your heart, and we're once again going to change the cross of the legs if they're crossed. Right hand down, left arm up, tilt to the right. Good. Now put your right hand on your right thigh and begin those big circles. So we've taken the right hand out of the picture so that we don't crunch into the wrist here or lean on it for support when really the support we want comes from our core. And the next time you find yourself over to the right, whenever that happens for you, stay there with your left hip grounded, float your right arm parallel to the earth, press away through the fingertips, take your left shoulder back, shine your heart up, release your nice brightness, and come on back up to center, palms touch, hands come heart center. Let's just take a couple of breaths here, inhale and exhale. We'll begin twisting. So arms down, we float the arms up, inhale, exhale, twist gently to the right. We're only twisting from the torso, the hips stay grounded. Inhale the arms up, exhale, twist to the left, yeah. And we're just twisting side to side, so the 6 ways that the spine moves. And you basically follow your own breath here. Yeah. The next time you find yourself over to the right, stay here with your left hand on your right thigh. Turn your right palm up, float the right arm up by the right ear, and tilt your whole body over the left leg as you hold on to the right thigh. Yeah. Good, and then come on back up to center. Inhale, exhale, twist to the left. Take your left arm up and tilt over your left leg. Your right leg, this would be your right leg. Great, and bring it up, bring your hands to your heart. Take a breath. Good, and release. We'll go ahead and change the cross of the legs one more time. Well, for now, we'll do some heart opening now. All right, so we're going to start. Again, you could be sitting in a chair, your legs could be straight, or you could be cross-legged. Bring your hands to your heart. Inhale with your palms touching, fingertips up toward the sky. Exhale, clasp your hands behind you. And notice how you have this clasp. It's probably the way you naturally clasp. Roll your shoulder blades toward each other. Shine your heart up and lift your heart. And those hands may decide to gravitate away from the spine. They may stay toward the spine. You and your shoulders decide on that. And release, bring your hands back to your heart. Inhale, fingertips up toward the sky. Exhale, clasp. Notice, did you clasp the same way? Go ahead and change by one if that was true. And let's go ahead, so it should feel kind of unusual. Shoulder blades toward each other, heart shines up, and hands lift in communication with the front of the shoulders. And release. We'll do that one more time. Inhale up, exhale, clasp. Notice your clasp. Just don't change it. Just notice what just happened and shine your heart up. And bring your hands to your heart. Let's shake everything out. Lean back, and if the legs aren't already extended, extend. Okay? So seated in a chair, you're just going to have your hands on the sides of the chair as we move into reverse plank. But go ahead and extend your legs. Okay, so everybody's got their legs extended. Hips stay down. So this is it in a chair. And we just roll the heart up. Once again, we're not throwing the head back, right? The head just stays in alignment with the spine. Yes. So reverse plank with the hips down and release. All right. Now option, you can totally stay with your hips down here, but if you want, your hands are behind you with your fingertips pointing towards your hips, your heels ground into the mat, and reverse plank, option to lift the hips. And release. All right. Shake it out. Decide on one of those to do again. And notice, again, there's no throwing the head back. The head stays in line with the spine. So you're either going to do reverse plank with your hips down or hips up. Ready and go. Good, and release. Whew. All right, so that was heart opening, shoulder opening. So let's just take the legs straight, or just have a nice seat in your chair. Take your arms out to the side, right hand to the left shoulder, left hand to the right. We're not folding forward, we're just going to round forward. Tuck the chin, roll the shoulders, just to counter pose all that opening we just did. Now come back to seated, take the arms out here, left hand to the right shoulder, right hand to the left, and just a little roll forward to counterbalance all of that front shoulder opening and heart opening we just did. And release, shake everything out. All right. How about we get some core work done? I know, I saw everybody was thinking about that. When will we get to core? So let's do that now. Let's celebrate the solstice with some nice boats, okay? So we'll go through a couple of iterations here, a couple of variations. Your feet are hip width distance apart, okay? So with the chair, you want to be at the very edge of your seat. Take your arms forward, your feet flat on the mat or on the floor, and just take yourself back. So with the chair, you're going to come in contact with the back of the chair pretty soon. That's your stopping point. Otherwise, take yourself back, if you're on the mat, till you really feel your core engage. Good, and come up. Okay, so that's boat with 2 feet down. Let's take the right knee up. So we're in half high boat here, and we're going to extend the right leg, take it down until the right heel is 3 inches off the mat and the shoulders are 3 inches off the mat. Low boat here, and right knee back up, right foot down, left leg, extend, and back to high boat. All right, so if you want to do that with 2 feet down, you can. If you want to do that with 1 knee up, we're going to do 4 times on the right, 4 times on the left. Okay, so in the chair, it's going to look like this, right? On the mat, looks kind of the same. We're just going a little lower here. Take it down, heel, shoulders, a few inches off the mat, and come up. We'll do that 4 times on the right. Oh yeah. 3. Good. Oh, and bring it up. Good. Take a couple of breaths. Let your knees open and close. Same thing on the left side. So either the left foot is down or the left knee is up, arms are forward, and low boat to high. 3 more times. Low boat to high. 2 more. Low to high. And 1 more. Low to high. Good. And release. Woo, shake things out. All right. We're going to try double legs here. Okay. So we'll try it once together, and then I'll tell you what the options are. So go ahead and raise both feet. If that's not happening for you, then just keep both feet down. That'll be fine. Arms forward and low boat. Yeah. Too high. And up. All right, if you decide that wasn't for you, do 2 on the right, 2 on the left. We're going to do 4 low to high. 2 right, 2 left. Okay? So in the chair, you know it's going to be this. Imagine I'm sitting in a chair, right? All right, ready whenever you are. Let's go. 4 and 3. Remember, you can switch if you're doing single leg version. And 1. And whenever you're done, just go ahead and have a seat, move around, and release. Whew. Anybody feel those boats yet? Are we good? Okay, just checking. Inhale and exhale. All right, I think we'll do standing obliques, so don't let me forget. Let's come to hands and knees now. Okay. On the chair, this is just hands on the chair. So we're hands and knees. Put padding under your knees if they prefer that. Inhale and exhale. Okay, we are going to work some more on Sunbird. We were doing that last week. Okay, if it's getting more familiar to you, just try and be a little smoother in it. We're taking the right leg up, point the toe, raise the right leg, and shine your heart forward. This is Sunbird. And then bring your right knee down, spine to neutral. Left leg up, toe points. Left leg lifts, heart lifts. This is the Sunbird. Left knee down, spine is in neutral. Okay, so now we have variations and options. Let's take the right leg up, shine the heart forward, and bend the elbows down and up. That's the dancing Sunbird. Right knee down. Left leg up, lift, shine your heart forward, dance it down, and up, and release. All right, come to your knees, shake your wrists out for a moment. Okay, so it looks exactly the same in the chair, right? Down and up. Okay. All right, now we're going to add on the final option, which is coming into downward facing dog. So let's come back to hands and knees. Right leg up, toes point, right leg lifts, heart shines forward. Here's Sunbird. You could stop right here if you want. You could dance it down and come back up. Take your right toes down. If you're going into down dog, lift into dog and take your left leg up. And it's left knee down, right knee down. Okay, starting on the left. Left leg up, Sunbird. Dance it down. Take the left toes down, lift into three-legged dog with the right leg up. Right knee down, left knee down. Let's come to hands and knees and shake it out. All right, is everybody ready? One more Sunbird, your choice, right? You can either just do Sunbird, dancing Sunbird, or Sunbird to three-legged dog. Let's come back. Here we go. Right leg up, heart shines forward, Sunbird, option, dance it down. Right toes down, option, lift into three-legged dog, left leg up. Left knee down, right knee down. Sunbird on the left. Stay here or dance it down. Option, toes down, three-legged dog, right leg up. Right knee down, left knee down, and come into child's pose. So in child's pose, make sure your forehead is connected to the earth some way, whether it's resting on your hands or a block or resting on your mat. And it might even feel good at this point to take your hands back instead of forward, and definitely give those wrists a little bit of movement here. All right, we're going to float our way to downward facing dog. So just make your way to dog. And then bend one knee and then the other. Give those feet a nice little massage here. Press one heel down and hold. Press the other heel down and hold. And press both heels down and hold. And then take any journey that you like, bringing your feet to your hands. You may step or hop. Bring your hands to your thighs. Take a half lift. Fold forward. And then with your feet grounded, float the arms out and up. Palms touch. And hands come heart center. Now find your mountain pose, with the feet hip-width distance apart. Line everything up. And either defocus or close your eyes, whichever is more comfortable for you. And notice that brightness and that warmth that you were working on. How's it doing now? What's happened to it since you started really moving? And now we're upright, so it can really travel. We want to travel all the way to the tips of the toes, the tips of the fingers, crown of the head, just fill the whole body. And shake things out. Okay. So we're going to move into some sun salutations. So come to the top of your mat. And find your mountain pose. Okay, remember you could, I'll just move the chair to the front here. So I want to demonstrate anything. We're going to keep these rather basic with some interesting back bends in them. Float the arms up, inhale, exhale, swan dive over those hip creases. Bring the hands to the thighs, knees bent, hips back, shine your heart forward. Once again, we're shining the heart forward, we're not throwing the head back. And every time your heart shines forward, think about the light and brightness and warmth within you being shared with the rest of the world. Now sink your hips down, bring your hands to the mat, step back with your right leg, and just enjoy this lunge here. So move around in your lunge, see how those hips are doing. Good, and then find a plank. It could be knees up or knees down. You're coming into a strong plank, okay? So the minute you start to sag, you need to change your plank position. If your knees are up and you're sagging, bring your knees down. Now, if your knees are up, before we come into chaturanga, roll onto the very tips of your toes. It brings your body forward a little more in space, and then bend the elbows and slowly come down. If your knees are down, still slowly come down. If your hands are on the chair, slowly come down. Now the hands are under the shoulders. We're going to take them by the thighs here, so palms facing the thighs, and moving into Shalabhasana, locust pose, shoulders toward the ears, down the spine, pinkies lift straight toward the sky, and the heart shines forward. There's that light and warmth emanating from your heart, and release. Okay, we're going to go back into Shalabhasana here. So we lift the pinkies, lift the shoulders, and now add the legs. See if the legs want to participate a bit. Good, and release. Go ahead and make a little pillow with your hands for a moment. Rest your forehead on your hands. Take a breath. And then bring your hands under your shoulders, tuck your toes, and find your way to down dog. You might go table to dog or find a few different ways to get there, or you might just lift halfway, rest of the way, and press back. That's another way to get there. Nice long downward facing dog. Focus in this dog on the lengthening of the spine more than anything else. Think about long, long spine. Inhale and exhale. Now feel 4 points of contact, nice and even on the mat. Take your right leg up to hip height, and with the right foot flexed, the only part of your body that moves is that right leg as the toes tap down and up. Staying nice and balanced on the other 3 limbs, 2 hands and your left foot. Good. Hold the right leg up and then step forward and find the rest of the way to the top of your mat. Take a half lift, forward fold, and float the arms out and up. Yeah, good. Palms touch. And hands come heart center. All right, so now we're back at the top of the mat here. Float the arms up, inhale. Exhale, swan dive. Your hands might land on a chair. They might land on your legs. They might land on the mat. Take a half lift. Sink the hips down and step back to the lunge. With your left, sorry. That was a left leg back lunge. All right, let's hang out in this lunge. Inhale and exhale. And take it to a plank. Okay. On the chair or on the mat. Knees up or down. What we really care about here is being strong, strong, strong. If your knees are up, remember that little adjustment you can make. Come to the tips of your toes and bring it down that way. All right, point the toes behind you. And this time, we'll go ahead and clasp the hands behind. Take the feet mat width distance apart. Roll the shoulders toward the ears and lift. So this is a bound Shalabhasana. And release. All right, now change the clasp of your hands by one finger. Roll the shoulders toward the ears, down the spine. Shine your heart forward. And let the legs come into play if they want. And release. We're going to make a pillow with the hands, and this time bend the knees and let the legs move side to side. So we're really not just resting the spine, but we're actively releasing it from all the back bending we've been doing. Okay, bring your feet down, hands under the shoulders, and find your way to downward facing dog. Everybody has a nice long dog, right? We're focused on the spine here. Left leg comes up and tap down and up. Try and keep the whole body, except for that left leg, nice and still, nice and balanced between two hands and one foot. Hold the left leg up, take a step forward, and find your way to the top of your mat. Hands to the thighs, half lift. Yes, forward fold. Now think of your body as being made of concrete from the waist down, feathers from the waist up. Staying nice and grounded. Exhale, and as you inhale, float up. The upper body is so light, it just floats up. Yeah, palms touch. And hands come heart center. And let's come into mountain pose. Refine that lightness, that brightness, that warmth. Feel it moving through you. All right, let's get some oblique work done. So take your legs wider than hip width distance with the toes facing out. So we're going to work on making sure that the knees go over the toes, and we're getting a nice adductor stretch on those inner thighs. The way to do that is to make sure that all four corners of the feet are grounded. So inner toe mound, both of them in good contact with the mat. Okay? Outer heel, good contact with the mat. Inner heel, good contact with the mat. Pinky toe mound, good contact with the mat. Hands to the hips. Bend your knees, and notice now, as long as your feet are in that position, the knees are going to go straight over the toes, right where we want them. All right, so let's go ahead and bend the knees, bring the hands behind the head, and we're going to tilt to the right, just moving from the torso and up. And now extend the arms long to the right. Yes, and come up and tilt to the left. And come up and extend the arms long to the left. And come up. All right, straighten your legs. So we're going to combine knee bending with tilting. So bend the knees and tilt to the right. And as you come up, straighten the legs. Bend the knees, long arms to the right. And as you come up, straighten. Bend the knees, elbows left. Straighten. Bend the knees, long arms left. And come up. Yes, let's go to the right, elbows. And up, long arms. And up to the left, elbows, and up, long arms left, and up to the right, elbows, and up, long arms, really reach, and up to the left, elbows, and up, long arms left, and up. Okay, grand finale, you knew it had to happen. Take it to the right, stay here. Now extend the arms, bend the elbows. Extend and bend, extend and bend. One more time, extend and bend. Take it center, straighten the legs. Ready on the left, take it down to the left. Stay here, extend and bend. Extend and bend, and extend and bend. One more time, extend, bend, and take it up. Straighten the legs. Bring your hands to your hip creases. Put your index fingers into your hip creases here. Turn your toes forward, maybe even in a little bit, and fold over those hip creases, keeping the hips over the heels. Come into a wide-legged forward fold and let your hands drop down the legs. So your hands might be still up here, that's fine. They might be by your shins or your ankles. And some of you might have your hands on the mat, and that's fine too. Notice that nice little stretch in the hamstrings. Bring your hands to your hips now. Come halfway up, take a breath, and come the rest of the way up. Good, and heel toe your feet together and shake things out. All right, we're going to do a Warrior 2 series, okay? So we're going to take the legs now super wide. Turn your right toes to the right, left toes in at an angle, and bend your right knee so that it's directly over the right ankle. And once again, square off the feet, and that knee will go straight through the center of your right foot. Now you need your hips over your, you need your shoulders over your hips. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, otherwise we'd be in an inversion. Okay, so let's go ahead and take the arms out. Make sure, take a look at your back arm. Make sure it's in line with the shoulder. Front arm gazing past the right fingertips. Inhale and exhale. Now we're going to move through a couple of different variations here. So let your left hand drop gently to your left leg, right palm up. Only the upper body moves as we move into reverse warrior. And you can take your gaze to your right fingertips if that works for you, or keep it to the center of the room. And then come back to Warrior 2. Bend your right elbow and take it into a side angle. We're not leaning on the right forearm here, and this left arm can be straight up or over the ear. Yes, and you could totally be doing this with one hand on a chair. And then take it back to Warrior 2. So that's our flow. Here we go. Reverse. Warrior 2. Side angle. Warrior 2. Okay, one more time. Reverse. Warrior 2. Side angle. Warrior 2, and take your gaze past your right fingertips. Bring your hands to your hips. Turn all 10 toes forward. Now we're in an even wider leg forward fold. Fold forward from those hip creases. Go as far as you want to go and no farther. Let the hands roll down the legs wherever they belong. And if your hands reach the mat, they reach the mat, right? You could turn your fingers backwards and walk your hands a little farther under if you've got space to do that in your body. Otherwise your hands rest on your legs, and that's great too. All right, if your hands are behind you, walk them forward. Everybody, hands to hips. Come halfway up and come the rest of the way up. We're going to give the legs a little break here, so heel, toe, shake things out. Yeah, just give them a little break. All right, coming into a wide-legged forward fold. Just wide legs to start with. Setting up for warrior two on the left. So the legs are wide, left toes to the left, right toes are in at an angle. Okay, ground through all four corners of the feet. When you bend your left knee, it's tracking straight through the center of your left foot. Shoulders over hips, arms in line with the shoulders, gaze past your left fingertips. Okay, same sequence here. So reverse warrior, right arm down, left arm up, reverse. Back to warrior two. Side angle, left arm bends, left forearm, right arm up or over the ear. And back to warrior two. All right, you've got it now, so just go ahead, reverse. Come back. Side angle. Warrior two. And one more time through. When you get back to warrior two, just feel and experience your warrior two with your gaze past your left fingertips. Bring your hands to your hips. Turn your toes forward and come into any kind of forward fold that feels good to you. And just move around. So you could make this into a rag doll if you want. Let everything jiggle around. Let your legs move side to side. Just do anything that your body is wanting right now to release. And then come back to center with your hands on your hips. Come halfway up and then come the rest of the way up. We just don't want to come up like all of a sudden and get dizzy. And then go ahead and bring your legs together, shake them out, shake around, okay? Do anything else the body's asking you to do right now so it can be loose. And we are going to be coming down and working on a gate pose. Now, if you do not want to be on your knees for gate pose, then the alternative, the standing alternative, is kind of what we just did. It would be warrior two to a reverse to a side angle, all right? So you can do that again if you don't want to be on your knees, okay? If you're good with doing gate pose, come to the top of your mat. Once again, make sure you have adequate padding for your knees. Now before we come down, and we're going to come down and stay down after this, just feel the energy moving through you. Just wiggle around anything that feels like it wants to wiggle. And then float the arms up. We're going to do a straight leg forward fold. So a nice swan dive right over those same hip creases. Bring the hands to the thighs. Shine your heart forward. Notice the warmth and light emanating from your heart. Sink the hips, bring your hands down, and find your way to downward facing dog. So we're going to spend a little bit of a few breaths here in down dog, letting the knees bend, the hips move side to side. And then bring the knees down, and you're going to kneel on your mat. So you probably want to be lengthwise, where your mat is long, because for gate pose, we're going to be taking the right leg out to the side. Okay, so the right leg is out to the side here. You can see how this kind of mimics the geometry of Warrior Two, right? One knee bent, one leg straight. We're moving this way, which would be the reverse warrior. Okay, so let's move gate, and we're going to be taking it to a knee down half moon. So the right palm is face up, left arm is up by the ear, inhale. And take your body over the right leg. This is gate pose. And come on back up. And your foot could either be down completely on the mat, or if it's more comfortable for you, your toes can be lifted. Gate pose, and come back up. First day of winter, we're using gate pose to draw us into a new season. Gate pose here. And now we're going to come back up, but let that left hand continue to come all the way down to the side. Put your right hand on your right hip, and lift that right leg. You're in basically a knee down half moon. You can take your right arm up. And we'll go back to gate pose now on the right. And smoothly come into knee down half moon. You can keep your right hand on your hip. You can draw your right arm up. You could even keep that right foot down if that's what's best for you right now. And one more time, gate pose to a knee down half moon. All right, bring your right foot down, take both knees down, shake out the wrists a little bit, and if you want to, just tuck your toes and lift those knees for a moment. If that feels good to you, just relieve the knees there. Then we come back to kneeling. Remember, if you want extra padding, you can also just turn up the edge of your mat. Okay, this time the left leg comes out to the side, and either the toes are pointing forward or pointing up. You discuss with your ankle and your leg which one is better for you right now. Left palm up on the left leg, right arm up by the ear. Inhale and tilt to the left. And come back. So that's gate. We'll do that 2 more times, just like that. Gate pose. And up. Gate pose. And up. And now let that right hand come all the way down to the earth. Left hand to the left hip. And maybe lift that left leg. Possibly extend the left arm. Knee down half moon. Take it back to gate. To knee down half moon. And one more time, gate. To knee down half moon. And then come on up, 2 knees to the mat, and just sit off to the side. Come into, well, let's shake around a little bit first. Release the legs, release the hands, just wiggle everything. And then we'll wind up in seated mountain pose. So the feet strongly flex, the spine really long and upright, hands by your side. Inhale and exhale. All right, we'll shake things out and we'll come into a couple of just nice soft forward folds. Forward folds are just a great way to spend a few moments with yourself. So let's gently bring the arms up. No goal here. Just fold forward. Wherever the hands land, they land. Whatever feels good to you in a forward fold is what you're doing right now. And then roll your hands up your legs. Take a nice inhale here, and one more time, exhale into a forward fold, whatever feels best to you right now. Let's go ahead and roll back up. Shake everything out. Make sure you have anything you want nearby for final relaxation. If there's a sweater or a blanket involved or an eye pillow, anything you want. Okay, and we're going to take the feet hip width distance and slowly roll down. Okay, inhale and exhale. So we'll move into pigeon now. Take your right ankle across your left thigh. Make sure your right foot is flexed and draw your legs in towards you. Now put your right hand in between your legs. There's a triangle there. Hold on to your shin or your hamstring. Okay. Make sure your right foot is flexed. And now check to see where your left knee is. We want that left knee in line with the left shoulder. And just from here, breathe. Send that light and warmth that you've been cultivating through this whole practice. Send it to your hip. Let the hip just release. All right, we're going to extend the left leg now. So if you have your hands on your shin, go ahead and put them on your hamstring instead. Take your left leg straight up and point and flex that left foot. And as you do that, look at your left foot. Give it some gratitude for all the things it does for you. Notice how it feels to move the ankle and then circle the ankle one direction and the other. And then release, unwind, bring 2 feet to the mat, and let those knees just gently open and close a little bit. Little butterfly wings here. Moving to the other side, we've got the left ankle across the right thigh with the left foot flexed. Right leg comes in, both legs come in, left hand through the legs. Hold on, hamstring or shin. Make sure the right knee is in line with the right shoulder so you get the best hip stretch you can out of this reclined pigeon. And send your warmth and light to that left hip as it releases for you. And now extend your right leg, point and flex the right foot. Circle the ankle one direction and the other. And then release, unwind, 2 feet to the mat. Let the knees gently open and close. And come back to center. Hands by your side, extend the fingers, wiggle them into a gentle fist, and do that a few times. Once again, gratitude to the hands Maybe you can still feel the warmth you've been spreading all the way to your fingertips. And with a gentle fist, go ahead and rotate your wrists one direction and the other. Hands down by your side, and your head moves side to side, gently thinking about how is the neck. Are there any stuck spots that need to release? And then bringing it back to center, start to scan your body. Take any final moves that your body is asking for. Make any realignments that you need right now as we move into a final relaxation position. The knees could be bent or the legs could be straight. Experiment and see what feels best to your body right now. As you start to move into a position that you can just relax into and just be without needing to do anything. Giving your body a chance to assimilate all of the benefits that accrue from the work you just did. Take an inhale through the nose. And as you slowly exhale through the mouth, just let your body melt into the support of the earth as you move into final relaxation. Slowly begin to bring your awareness back to your space. Invite a deeper breath. Gently bring movement back to your body with your fingers and your toes. And on your next inhale, stretch arms and legs long. Exhaling, draw your knees in, give yourself a hug. Find your way over to a side. And coming back up to a nice easy seat. As you turn your gaze to your own good heart and your bright spirit, thank and honor yourself for your practice, and we thank and honor each other for sharing this time. Namaste.